What's going on? It's DJ iSizzle. How we doing, my fan Sizzles? It is so good to be here, and I am excited to share some really fun stuff about pets at weddings and also some of the prep work that goes into being a wedding DJ, what it really takes. So let's get into it. So the reason why I love pets at weddings is because one, I grew up with pets. I grew up with a dog and a cat and a goldfish. And we also had some rabbits around the place as well. So I've always been around pets and animals my whole life. Growing up on the San Juan Islands, it's just what you were always around them. So we were around deer, we were around rabbits, we were around, man, pretty much bald eagles. Like, I don't know if bald eagles are animals, but anyways. Anyways, just being around nature in general. It's something that I really love and I really value. So, those last few years, I've had the great privilege of seeing couples have their dog or dogs at their weddings. It's been pretty amazing. If the venue allows it, they'll bring in their dogs, they'll walk them down the aisle, and then they'll have them there in the ceremony. It's great, and guests love it. I love it. I think it's such a special, unique take. I consider pets, dogs, cats to be part of the family. So this year I saw a lot of brides. They were printing out their cat head, and then they would have it as kind of like a sign that you could hold up during the reception during the time everybody was partying. So it's a really nice touch. I think it's a personalized touch, and I think that guests really appreciate that, and I think family and friends appreciate it. They like to know a little more about you. They like to know that you do like pets, you do like dogs, you do like cats. You're that kind of person. So I'm the same way. Whenever I see a dog, I get excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a dog. Hello, how are you? So it's great. I've had the privilege of meeting a few different dogs, and I've been taking photos with them. I post them on social media. They do really well. I love posting myself with dogs, and just being around dogs like puts me in a good mood. So for me, I would say if you're a couple and you can talk to the venue and they'll allow you to have your dog, and of course, hopefully your dog's on good behavior and likes humans as well, I would recommend having your dog at the wedding. I think it's a great touch. Um, it just it adds a personal touch, and yeah, I mean, I like I said, it's just a great thing to do. I saw one couple; they put their dog in a tuxedo. I thought that was a really nice touch. Another couple, they had a husky, and they just got their husky. They took it to the groomers and had the husky groomed, and it was just like the softest coat you've ever felt in your life. I know another couple; they walked. I don't know if they walked him down or if it was. It might have been their wedding party that walked their dogs down, but they walked their dogs down, and then on the sides you could see them in the wedding party, their two dogs and everything. So it was a really cool touch. And anytime I get hired by a couple and they say that they're going to have their dog at the wedding, I think it's just a great touch, and I get excited even more. So yeah, so that's kind of my take on pets at weddings. I highly recommend it if the venue lets you. Yeah. All right, moving on. So the next thing I want to talk about, pull up my notes here. The next thing I want to talk about beyond pets at weddings is I want to talk a little bit about the prep work that it takes to be a wedding DJ. And the night before is probably the most important night for me as a wedding DJ. The night before a wedding, I will set out all my equipment. I will pull it out. I will double check everything. I have a checklist that I go over, make sure that I have all my speakers correct. I want to make sure that if I'm doing a wedding, I have my portable setup, my portable speakers with me, additionally as my reception speakers. I want to make sure that I have both boxes. This is my main reception box for the party with my mixer and my microphone and my lighting and everything else. That's the bigger box. And then I have a smaller box where I do the ceremony sound in that I built, that I have a separate mixer and a separate laptop that hooks into my separate speakers as well. So most of the time I will bring 4 tripods, 2 for ceremony and then 2 for reception. So It's a lot of organization the night before, and you want to make sure that you have everything that you have promised your couple. That's very important. This year, I offer lighting as well as I've upgraded with uplighting. So I have 6 different uplights. You can see them in my background here. I've got 2 in the back and then 2 in the middle there, 2 yellow in the back and then 2 blue right there. So, but I have a total of 6. I'm looking at getting another 6 more because they're just the ambiance that these things put out this last year has been amazing. They really improve dance floor performance from your guests as well. So I've been noticing that the guests are quicker to jump on the dance floor when they feel like it's like the safe space of the dance floor. So having the uplights has been a really nice enhancement. So you always want to make sure those are charged the night before. The portable speakers, you have to charge them the night before as well. So this is all stuff that you have to be ready for. I also bought, let me pull these out here real quick. I also bought these wireless connectors. They're XLR wireless connectors. And these, of course, you know, you have to charge them. You have to charge them to make sure that you get the best performance out of them. So right here, these are 2 that it's actually 1 that I bought. So one you would put into your main speaker, and then the other one you would put into your portable speaker, which may be like all the way across the room. This is great if like you're doing cocktail hour sound. I wouldn't use these for ceremony sound. And the reason that I say that is I don't trust wireless for ceremony unless I'm using a high quality receiver that has a backup for dropouts. Other than that, I always wire my stuff. These are great for cocktail hour. If you have 2 of your mains and then you want to set up another speaker way across the venue, these are great for that. They do have limitations. I used these the other day. I tried to use them where I was on top of the venue up here on the 2nd floor, and then down below, just down the stairs, a little bit right over there, they were having cocktail hour. I thought, wow, if I could just hook these up here and then run them down there, I would be set and I wouldn't have to run an XLR. I wouldn't have to do all the extra tape down and all that extra stuff. But what I found is that these wouldn't go downstairs through the actual like floor and everything. These are great if there's nothing in the way. So for instance, if I'm set up at the back of the room and then I want to run these all the way across the room, or if it's outside and it's in a tent, I'm back there, I want to run another one all the way across the room, and I don't want to do the whole XLR cable thing. It's fine if you're just running music. Now, if it's a very important special moment, I would not rely on wireless at all to this point. Now, in a couple of years, that may improve. Look, I'm sure there's plenty of stuff you can buy for wireless, and if you believe that you can, absolutely use it. But for me, if I'm getting paid top dollar by a couple, my biggest thing is I don't want any dropouts whatsoever. If that means me and my assistant have to work a little extra hard, run those XLR cables, that is fine with me. I just want to make sure that it is a flawless performance. So these are great for cocktail hour and for extending your sound. If you need an additional speaker, I don't know if I would rely on these for toasts. I don't know if I would hook this up to an additional microphone. These aren't something that won't drop out. So these might drop out on you. They're really good. They're a little spendy, I think, for what they are, but it's good technology, and it does take a little bit of the running XLR cables out of the equation if it's in the same room. So that being said, these are nice for that. But you do have to charge these, so this is another thing that you have to charge during the night as well. Also, a lot of the prep work is, you can see behind me, I have a bunch of hats back there. I have a bunch of shirts that I wear. I have pre-pressed shirts. I have everything ready to go. I set all that stuff out, my shoes, socks, everything, shirt, my coat, my tie, my hat, everything I set out in a special area. I make sure that it's nice and pressed. I have a really nice steamer that I use to make sure my outfit is very crispy and it looks great for a wedding and the presentation that I'm trying to present within the DJ iSizzle brand. As well as you can see back there, I actually just bought this new Mackie. It's a portable battery operated mixer. That's another mixer you got to plug in. Make sure that's all charged up. If the ceremony is somewhere where I don't have any access to power, then that wireless mixer right there is absolutely essential. Now, I will hardwire a lavalier microphone. If it's somewhere out in the forest or way out in a field and there's absolutely no way I can run a 400-foot power cable to it, then I'm just going to use this battery operated mixer. It's pretty amazing. I've used it about 3 or 4 times this year, and every time I've been thoroughly impressed. Something about the Mackie portable speakers, you can use them, but unless your microphone has a boost on it, which a lot of my microphones don't, you'll have to buy an adapter for it, or you can just buy that mixer. The mixer's a little bit bigger than I thought it was, but you can do multiple channels on there. So if you need like 3 or 4 mics at one time for your ceremony, you can have all those mics hooked up, and it's really great for that. As well as sometimes when planes are going over and you have all different age groups, older people to middle age to younger kids and stuff, it's nice to have that ability to turn it up a little bit as the plane is passing so people can still hear, say, the officiant talking, or if you've got a guest like reading something very special to you guys, or maybe you have somebody come up and they want to sing a song. You got that microphone ready. You can turn it up a little bit if you need to. You can turn it down a little bit. So it's nice to have that ability to do that on the fly versus like having to run up to the speaker and turn it up. It's nice to have that mixer that runs everything all in one place. And then that way you don't have to run up to the speaker that may be like somewhere in the photos. So what's nice about that mixer is you can run cables off that thing like an XLR. You can run 100 foot off of it, and you can just run it right directly to your microphone. You can run it directly to your speakers. You can daisy chain your speakers. It's really a nice enhancement. And something with ceremony sound is that I've really thought about it over the years. I haven't used it as much because a lot of couples that were hiring me were like, oh, we don't really want speakers for ceremony or whatever. We're good. We just want reception sound. But I'm noticing this last year, I've been seeing more couples wanting ceremony sound. And, I've sat down, I looked at everything from my experience. I said, okay, well, speaker here, couple here, officiant here. We'll put a microphone here. We'll run the microphone from here to here. Where's the mixer going to be? The mixer station will be over here, so I'm way out of the photos. If it's a big wedding group of like 5 on each side or 8 on each side, where's the speakers going to be? How much cord are you going to need to run around that whole situation? We don't want anybody to trip over this cord. So all those like little things I've been really thinking about. And this year we upgraded a lot of our ceremony sound to give it more of an enhanced full sound versus just one speaker. We got 2 speakers now. We got the mixer now where we can actually control the sounds. We've got a controller box now that I made so we can actually fade down the music, fade it back up. All these little things make such a difference when you're doing ceremony sound. And I've heard a lot of brides-to-be that were in the audience of previous weddings, and they said for some reason, the guy that was doing the sound, I don't know if he's the DJ or somebody, but they would just cut the sound right off. And I'm like, no, you got to fade it. That's why I have this box with a little fader on it. You can just bring it down slowly. It's very smooth, very nice, but man, again, this is the most important day in people's lives. And if you don't value what they're doing and their moment in life, then I don't know why you would even want to be a wedding DJ. It's so important to be detailed. It's so important to have everything set out the night before. Wedding timelines, music outlines, I send that over to the couple right after they hire me. After they fill it out a couple weeks before the wedding, we'll have a Zoom call, a phone call. Let's go over the list. Let's go over the timeline. What's changed? What songs are you using here? Hey, do you want to start this song at 30 seconds in versus the first part where it takes 30 seconds to get into the song? Oh my gosh, that would be great. Yeah, of course. We want to tighten everything up. I want to help you with some experience, make sure that we understand we're getting the correct song because there's about 1,000,001 versions of every song out there. So all those things are very important. And this is all stuff that you have to double check, triple check the night before. That makes it very important. Little things like making sure your truck is gassed up the night before, very important. I always load up all of our water bottles to make sure that we have water on each side of the car. I have allergy medicine, headache medicine, extra Kleenex, extra towel. I mean, we got everything to make sure that, like, for ourselves, we're going to be ready to go. We got extra lotion, we got extra breath mints, we got, pretty much everything extra. You have to be ready and prepared. And as many weddings as I've run, or as many weddings as I've been lucky enough to DJ and perform at, every little detail matters. And the more detailed you are as a wedding DJ, it's so important to the reflection of what kind of performance you're going to have that night. And having everything pre-thought out, pre-set up. Like I set up all my playlists a week or two before the wedding. I make sure all my songs are downloaded. I make sure they're all perfectly labeled. This is the first song for the bride and groom dance. This is the second one for father of bride. This one's mother groom dance number 3. Faded out at 127. Nope, they want the whole song. Play the whole song. I make all those little lists, and it's so important that you do that. You double check, triple check, quadruple check. All those things will make sure that your performance is flawless. So the night before, very important night when DJing a wedding. So, all right, this has been DJ iSizzle. I know I've been just kind of talking and going on about stuff, but I feel like it's very important stuff, and I feel like if you can learn from it, or if you can gather some sort of knowledge from the experiences that I've had and what works, hopefully that works for you as well. So, all right, DJ iSizzle, thank you guys so much for checking out the podcast. I will talk to you next time. Bye.